Because you know what? You do one thing. You get up at 6, breakfast at 7, go to work at 7:30, kiss your wife once in the morning, you make one phone call at lunch, you eat your potato sandwich at 12:15, do this, do this, do this. You know what a rut is? A rut's a shallow grave with 2 heads knocked out. Can't you think outside the box every now and then? You know how you get rich? Think outside the box. We had nitrogen for years. It's still good for fertilizing crops. $5 a ton. We've had glycerin. It's good for softening leather. $2 a ton. Finally, a guy named Alfred Nobel came along to think outside the box. He wasn't in a rut. We'd had nitrogen and glycerin for years. Finally, some guy came along to think outside the box and said, let's slam nitrogen and glycerin into each other and create dynamite, TNT, made him the richest man in the world. He still gives away the Nobel Prize. He's been dead for 150 years. He's Bill Gates' day. We had chocolate forever, it's good. We had peanut butter forever, it's good. Finally, somebody can think outside the box and slam chocolate and peanut butter against the nice millionaire.
Glory.
But you see, you know the difference in him and me? He ain't smarter than you. He's not smarter than me. He just thinks different. Think like him, you get to be him. But you'll never be him, no matter how smart you are. You can't think like that. Get outside the box, man. Right is the spice of life. You only learn when you get outside the road. Now, don't be the crowd. And then finally, let's close this out. We're out of time. If you're not the hateful man, and if you're not the crowd, the clueless man, you be the helpful man. I want you to notice 5 things about them quickly. Number 1, they know how to work together. It took 4 to get this guy there. That's very important. Individuals don't win championships. Groups do. Barry Bonds, the best baseball player in modern times, if he didn't do steroids. Now, some of you say, well, I think he did. You know what? I'll give the athlete the benefit of the doubt until we know. Eventually, we'll know. We know about Mark McGwire. We'll find out eventually about him come out, and we'll know. But until we know, let's give the benefit of the doubt. If Barry Bonds didn't do steroids, he's the best player in modern times. Maybe he's the best player of all time. 8 MVPs. Nobody's ever done that, including Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle, Lou Gehrig. Nobody's ever done that except Barry Bonds. That's significant. Anybody know how many world championship rings Barry Bonds owns? 0. Because sometimes having a star on your team ain't good for you. I love the Dallas Mavericks, man. Dirk Nowitzki, MVP 2 years ago. And he gets the award, and his coat and tie stand on the sideline in the first game of the second round because the Dallas Mavericks are already out. Sometimes having the MVP is the worst thing to have for your team. But you know something? Teams win championships, not individuals. These guys can work together. Can you work together, or do you take your ball and go home and you don't get your way? Number 2, these guys are aggressive and relational. They don't call this guy. They don't encourage him on the telephone. They say whatever it takes. This is the key to being a winner. Winners don't find a way to fail. There's always a reason to fail. Winners find a way to win, man. That's what they do. That's what makes the University of Florida unique, man. Urban Meyer thinks that way. Steve Spurrier thought that way, and that was this. You find a way to win. You didn't come to lose. You came to win, and those teams win games they probably shouldn't because they think that way. Listen, these guys go out there. They say, we didn't come to fail. We came to win. If he won't come on his own, if a phone call don't work, we're going to go out there. They put him on a pallet and drag him through the streets. He may have been yelling, I don't want to go. They looked at him and said, what can you do about it? You're paralyzed. I mean, the only thing that worked on him was his mouth. Nothing else worked. He couldn't stop him. And that's the kind of thinking most of us don't do. Listen, man, we didn't come to fail. You're going to go see Jesus. And then when they get there, they don't look around and say, we can't get in the doors. We can't get in the windows. It's solid rock. We can't go under. Let's get creative. How do we get him in? We didn't come to get this far and go home. What are we going to do? They said, well, let's go airborne. So they lift him up and they body surf him over the crowd, dump him on the roof and dig a hole and come in from the top. That's creative thinking, man. That's how successful people think. You find a way. You find a way to grow. You find a way to reach out. You find a way to make a difference. And then they pay the price. There's a price to be paid. I don't know if there's a fist fight. I don't know if there was a duel. I don't know if there was a jail term. I don't know if there was an apology. I don't know if they had to get back out there and rebuild his house. I don't know if there was a payment. I don't know if there was a lawsuit. But they didn't care. They said, doing what God told me to do is worth the price. What if, in your pursuit of knowing God and your pursuit of making Him known, you said, I'm not taking no for an answer. I'm going to work with my teammates. And I'm going to pay the price. There's a price for getting to know God. Quiet time. Holiness, purity, forgiveness, repentance. Letting stuff go. There's a price for touching lives. Getting outside the box, overcoming your fear. Building relationships with people who do not know God. It's a price. What if you work in teams? What if you say, when you come to fail? Or what if you say, I'm going to pay the price? You men and women be the helping men. And they can tell stories about this one, about you. About you. Life's too short to not have any fun. Tonight, if you're paralyzed, on this last night of revival, you can be healed. Tonight, if you are healed, saved, born again, how are you pursuing God and reaching out to people? Is a hateful man? The crowd? Are you one of those individuals making a difference? What do you need to do? Leave here. A helping man. This community is scared. This community is filled with people that have moved here from other places. A lot of them from another country. And they're scared. One of the reasons that they act so tough is because they don't speak their language. And so if they act tough, they can scare you into not talking to them because they will know that they don't know your language, and it makes them vulnerable and afraid. What if you became the helpful man? You'd be surprised how many people will respond. Because people right now know that things need to change. They're scared. Show them Jesus is the answer. And we could be living on the cusp of the greatest revival since the book of Acts. The world is afraid. Not just America, the world is afraid. What you do matters. Probably no group of people have had the power to change the world you have today. To whom much is given, much is required. Would you pray?